Hello Mzansi, you are listening to Farmers Inside Track, proudly brought to you by Food for Mzansi. Officially, it's the world's best podcast for 2024 as awarded by One IFRA, and that's of course the global organization for the world's press. If you don't know, I am Duncan Masiwa and welcome to episode 453, powered by Netafim. Now in this episode, we discover the benefits of automation, the evolution of irrigation technology, and insights into dosing systems, fertigation, and controllers. Nickie Theron, product manager for Netafim, guides us through the world of digital farming within the context of irrigation. We explore how this technology transforms every aspect of farming, from the pump house to the greenhouse and beyond. Nickie, it's lovely having you on Farmers Inside Track. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me.
Fantastic. Now we're talking digital farming and automation in an irrigation context. Let's maybe start the conversation there. What is that exactly? What is digital farming or automation in an irrigation context?
When talking about digital farming in the irrigation sector, it's mostly focused on the controller side, which is the irrigation controller, rather than the hydraulic and plumbing side, which forms part of the precision irrigation and fertigation. Both of these mentioned, together with the in-field control and other monitoring devices, should all work together digitally. And this is where Netafim digital farming has the edge. And then adding the agronomic data into the mix, which Netafim has acquired for more than 50 years, and then as well a closed-loop system that can achieve and provide everything required to one platform. Saying this, the digital farming automation is the heart of any irrigation system, which needs to perform 24/7 ongoing. Sometimes it can also be only monitoring devices, informing the farmer what is happening in the field. But all in all, it's a product that operates on a digital level, providing information to the user and, in most cases, executing tasks that enable the user to manage large and complex systems with minimal resources.
I love how irrigation systems are becoming quite futuristic and helping farmers level up in their agricultural enterprises. Nickie, digital farming can be a very broad term. What are some of the areas of function in the greater field of digital farming, and what are the jobs it needs to do in the pump house or in the greenhouse or in the field?
Well, Duncan, these days we rather talk about head control room rather than pump house. Now, pump house can have several meanings when translated to Afrikaans, but the main reason is the irrigation pump is not even, in some cases, in the pump house or head control room, and hence the name head control, as this is a room or place that controls the entire farm. So typically, in a head control room, the main components will include a pump, followed by an alcohol disc filter, ensuring correct water quality are obtained. And from there, the water will pass through a water meter that will provide feedback such as the current flow. And then to valves that will prevent backflow from the field side. And then lastly, the block valves. The block valves can be situated inside the head control or in the field, operated by radio control. All this equipment will be connected to an irrigation controller. The irrigation controller will take control of the devices to provide the correct amount of water at the specific time to the blocks. The controller also needs to provide various alarms to the farmer if there are any problems, such as a valve that is not opening, or a pipe that's leaking, a pump not working, and so forth. This seems very simple, but can get very complex very quickly, and even more so if we add a fertigation system that needs to monitor and control the water EC and pH via a specific fertilizer that the plants require. Netafim has mastered these fertigation systems and can provide analog or digital injection methods. If we look at the greenhouse, for example, we need a controller that can obtain the correct temperature and humidity for the crop that is growing inside the greenhouse. This is the climate controller and needs to operate the greenhouse structure in order to achieve the settings set by the farmer. Then a different controller, the irrigation controller, will take care of the water that is applied to the greenhouse for the crop. And the irrigation controller is normally situated inside the head control room. And lastly, to your question, for the infield, The in-field radio communication is used for controlling the valves and the devices, and cellular communication is typically used for only monitoring. If the units in the field are linked to the irrigation controller, radios is used, as the irrigation valves need to be opened and closed instantaneously without any cellular delays that could occur. Netafim uses a two-way communication system that integrates with the irrigation controller. This means that information of the field units can be viewed on the controller and prevents problems instead of acting after the problems occur. Devices that monitor soil, water and weather data is mostly IoT devices, Internet of Things devices, or the data are sent to a central point and then via the internet to the cloud. This means these devices can operate independently without any need of controller.
Nickie, the benefits of these technologies, I would imagine, are quite crucial for farmers because they can actually significantly enhance efficiency, productivity, and sustainability on the farm. What are some of the benefits technologies that can do the jobs actually bring to the farm?
South Africa's export are competing against the rest of the world, and I believe we are the winners. But in South Africa, we have our own challenges, such as power, droughts, flood. A lot have been said already about this in the conversation about South African agriculture. This means we need to apply the most precise irrigation and fertigation possible, saving running costs and achieving better yield. In addition to this, the larger the farm, the more decisions need to be made, the more devices need to be controlled, together with more effectiveness and precision, and this can only be done with the latest technologies. The farmer needs to be able to access the controller anywhere, anytime, whenever he needs to. If you have a reliable controller that can provide you with push notifications to your cell phone regarding any irrigation-related problems on the farmer has more time available to do more, manage more, everything remotely. You can say that the farmer then has more time available for his family at the end of the day.
And I mean, who does not want a bit of extra time to spend with loved ones, Nickie? How has automation in irrigation developed over the past few years, and where do you see it going in the future?
Well, over the last few years, we saw automation grow drastically, both in terms of controllers and fertigation injection units. The Netafim fertigation injection unit are the most reliable with few moving parts. Netafim has the entire range from small scale to large. Netafim South Africa has developed its own Netafim South African brand of the injection units that has been shipped internationally to other countries. But we have not yet reached our limit, as Netafim are set to release the new NetaJet 5G next year. This will transform the fertigation injection method and set a benchmark to a whole new level. But the fertigation can only be as complex as the irrigation controller allows it to be. Netafim has a legendary controller, but it falls short of few modern-day needs. So, to provide a step up, as the leader in agriculture market, Netafim has released an entire new irrigation operating system, and this is named the GrowSphere OS, which is operational on the new irrigation controllers, cloud platform, and IoT devices, bringing everything to one platform that works. This irrigation controller can also operate 4 complete mainlines. This is basically 4 head control rooms in one controller. There are so many features with new technology, and Netafim is continuing to develop the GrowSphere OS. How it will go in the future? Well, I'm very excited, as the future shows so much more advanced features and possibilities for farmers to help new growers and advanced growers, each with their own ideas and farm sizes. Duncan, the possibilities are endless to this regards.
Definitely lots to be excited about, Nickie. Please tell us more about dosing systems and fertigation.
Well, fertigation is the delivery of the fertilizer through the irrigation system. This means that the dosing unit needs to inject fertilizer into the main line. This needs to be done while obtaining the correct ratio according to the amount of water given. The EC and the pH of the water can also be monitored, and alterations can be done automatically by the controller to keep a constant water quality going to the field. In greenhouses or hydroponics, water easy and pH up critical. Quick actions are a must, and the Netajets are designed to handle these tasks. If anything goes wrong, the plant roots will be damaged that will affect the plant throughout its lifetime, so it's very, very important. This can get also very complicated, but the irrigation controller together with the dosing unit will handle everything. Open field irrigation has also through the years gotten more sophisticated by adopting greenhouse level control to achieve more optimum results.
Nickie, I've heard the term irrigation controller before, but what is that and what functions should such a controller be able to do in the pump house?
The irrigation controller is a device that controls and automates the farm's fertigation, irrigation, and other aspects of the farm. It monitors what happens and takes decisions according to the farmer's needs. The controller needs to be able to operate offline, be accessible, and reliable. It is also to fulfill what the farmer's needs are. Typically cloud-based, so the data is safely and securely stored. The farm and all the devices are accessible on the cloud as well. User-friendliness is a must on the cloud and the workability on the controller itself. The controller should be able to measure the tank levels in the head control unit, mainline pressures, provide alarms in the head control unit and outside in the field, and if any flow or measurement are outside the provided band provided. Notifications is also a must. So the GrowSphere OS brings everything together on one platform, the infield and the head control unit. The GrowSphere Max is the irrigation controller in the head control room, which is very user-friendly with a touchscreen, Wi-Fi hotspot, and able to link to the cloud via cellular, Ethernet, or Wi-Fi. It has an excellent visualization to quickly see what's happening in the head control room. So the GrowSphere Max monitor and control the head control unit and are linked to the GrowSphere OS for online workability, reports, notification, and information.
Thanks, Nickie Theron, Product Manager for Netafim. You can, of course, read more on this topic by visiting www.foodformzansi.co.za. And that's a wrap. Remember to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss any of the episodes. From me, Duncan Masiwa, our technical producer, Megan van der Vent, and the rest of #Team Food for Mzansi, thanks for listening.